Hi everybody, it's Material Girl 338. I'm making an Instapot chicken cacciatore. If you look on my videos, I have chicken cacciatore the original way that my grandmother used to make it. But since it's like 108 degrees here, I don't want to put the stove on. So I'm going to do this recipe in my Instapot. So right here I got the chicken. I cut it up. It's a package of Costco chicken. They're cutlets, but they're like little strips. And I cut them up in little chunks. And then, I rinse them because you got to rinse the juice out of it. Because that juice is like, And then you dry them with a paper towel. Okay? So now I have them sauteing in the Instapot. And what I'm doing is, I'm not turning it. If you turn it too quickly, what happens is they stick. So let them sear. Now these are the ingredients. So I'm too lazy to cut garlic, so I'm going to use my minced garlic from the jar. I have some capers here, just a little bowl, just a little bit. I don't know how much that is. And then I have some cut up olives. If you want, you could use the other olives with the pit in it, but it takes too long to cut them up. I have some onions, and of course the red wine, which is the key ingredient. And I have some diced tomatoes. I normally use my jarred tomatoes, but like I said, it's too hot. I don't want to make the house hot. So here I have some parsley, fresh parsley, but it's drying. I'm only going to add a little bit, like this much in it, okay? And no salt. No salt because the olives so I was saying no salt, and I'm going to take it back to here. See, if you leave them alone, if they're sticking to the bottom, leave them alone. Let them sear. And then what I do is, these two utensils are handling the raw chicken, and I wash them, and I also use the Clorox cleanup because chicken has salmonella on it, and you don't want to get sick. So then, once the chicken is cooked, I have a clean instrument to take them out. So the Instapot is... If you want, you could put pepper. No salt. So once this is cooked, I'm going to take it out, put it in a bowl, and then I'm going to start my sauce. Okay. So my chicken is done. Just going to take it out, and I don't want to drip it. I don't have my tripod set up, so I'm sorry I have to do it this way. Also, I had to buy a new phone, and the guy that put the camera case on, I have no idea how to take the camera case off, because then I could put it on my tripod. So I have the 3.5 quart Instapot. It's small, but it's worth it. I have the big one upstairs. I don't have a big family right now. My kids are grown, and it's just me and my husband. So I don't need that big pot. Okay. So I cleaned the utensils. I put another clean dish there. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil. Going to wait for it to get hot. I just turned my saute button back on. I added maybe a cup of onions. Okay? Because the onions, okay, I took the chicken out. It's over here, resting. And I'm going to saute the onions. Then once they get gold, nice golden color. I'm having a lot of problems with my camera because I have a lot of videos on and I have to, you know, remove them. And for me, it's going to take hours. So the video keeps on stopping. All right. So we're going to let these saute. It's got to get hot. These I put over here. Once the onions saute nice, like I have no seasonings in here. And what I found out, like through the years that I've been cooking, I don't add the seasonings till the last minute, and the foods taste better. Okay, everybody, the onions are nice and sauteed. It took about a little bit more than 5 or 6 minutes. That's how you want them. I just added some more oil. And now I'm going to add a little bit of the garlic. And I find that when you do the sauteing, if you have to saute garlic in oil, if you do the garlic after the onions, and only for a couple of seconds, not burning them because they get very bitter very quickly, it tastes better. All right, so I got to move again. Because I got to add the sauce. So 1 small can of the diced tomatoes. Now I'm going to let this cook a little bit. I'm going to try to bring it up to a boil. A little bit of a boil because I got the saute button on. Which I gotta shut off again and turn it on. All right, so I want to take the acid out of the sauce before I put the chicken in. And once I bring it to a boil, a low boil, I add a touch of baking soda, okay? Baking soda takes out the acid. Just a little bit. I mean, like, just a little bit on the tip of the spoon. Don't use metal. Use wood. Because there's reaction to it. Because the sauce is acid. The baking soda is acid. Okay? So this is going to come to a little boil. And then I'm going to add my olives, my capers, the wine, put back the chicken, and then put the cover on it. Okay, the sauce is simmering. I put a cover on it to make it simmer quicker. So here's your key. That much. What I did was I also added some fresh basil from my garden, and I freeze it. It lasts for 2 years, 3 years, depending on how you wrap it. That's it. That takes the acid out. I'm going to have to cover this later. I can't cover it now. And now I'm going to add the olives. The capers. My chicken. And a half a cup of burgundy wine. I'm going to leave the juice alone. Normally my sauce is not this watery, but because it's in the Instapot, you need that water so that you don't burn it. After it cooks, I'll take a little bit of paste. And the paste is what thickens your sauce, okay? I'm going to cover it and I'll tell you how many minutes. I was looking at one of the books, the Instapot books. It said between 6 and 8 minutes. I'm going to give it maybe 6 minutes because the chicken is already cooked. Everything is already cooked, okay? Yeah, I gave it 6 minutes. I added, I only put on less pressure, and I have the pressure on low, okay? Because you don't want everything to mush up. So, and I have the keep warm button on. I'm not going to touch it after it reaches its temperature, you know, and it beeps. Leave it alone, because then we'll eat it for tonight. And you can serve this over pasta or rice or couscous or whatever you want, quinoa. Basically, my grandmother used to make this with the bow macaroni, the bow tie macaroni. I wouldn't put that in the pressure cooker because it would probably fall apart. If you look at my old video for the chicken cacciatore, you see the finished recipe. Okay. All right, guys. I'll show you when it's done. Okay, my friends. I opened it up. It's done. Okay. Okay. I tasted it. It's delicious. I'm not going to worry, like I said before, about the juice. It came out perfect. Okay, so I'm going to just keep it covered because I don't want to heat up my house. It's only like 150 degrees in here. Okay, I'm just going to keep it on. Keep warm. And this is it. You do not have to add any salt. And just taste it. It's delicious. I'll taste it again. It's delicious. I think when you pressure cook your meals in the pressure cooker under pressure, it brings out the flavor of everything. Now normally, like I said, I would do this in my pot on the stove, and it takes long. It takes so long, maybe, I don't know, about 2 hours on simmer. And then the whole chicken, because I use chicken thighs, and that's the best. Chicken thighs. And when the chicken falls off the bone, that's when it's done. So what I do is I mash it up, you know, in the pot, and I remove the chicken from the bone, and I leave the chicken inside the cacciatore. And then when I serve it over the pasta, you know, you have the sauce with the olives, the capers, and then you have the chicken pieces all over. My grandmother didn't do it that way. She did it, you know, she sauteed the wings, the thighs, the leg. But at that time, when we lived in Brooklyn, we used to go to the chicken market, and they would do fresh killed chickens. And that chicken was like the best because it was just freshly killed. But I'm telling you, this is delicious. Try the recipe. I'm not worried about the juicy part. Later on, maybe I'll put the... So this is the bow macaroni that I was talking about. But this is the small one. You can get the larger ones. They're about this big. But if I put this in the Instapot, I think it will fall apart. This kind of pasta, the ziti pasta, I don't know the name of it, the corkscrew one. This is a thicker pasta, so this may hold up better, or I don't know what you call this, orchini. This is a thicker pasta too. This may hold up good. Maybe the penny too. So I'm going to try it later. Okay. Bye, guys.